day 2, and I've just bumped into Leo Kearse. Really good to see you.
You too, Alan.
So we're used to being made to laugh or hearing your views on politics, but what do you think is interesting about here, and what's interesting about what's happening in politics right now?
Well, there's been such a huge vibe shift. I mean, we've seen what's happened in America, but I think that's propelling what's happening in Europe and in the UK as well. I mean, we saw J.D. Vance's speech, which was taken by a lot of European leaders. It was sort of spun as an attack on Europe, and it wasn't at all. It was a sort of plea for Europe to move back to the traditional European Enlightenment values of free speech and individual rights, which we're rapidly losing in Europe and in Britain at the moment. I mean, the way the government is prosecuting people over memes, over opinions, is ridiculous. And funnily enough, it's right at the time when Keir Starmer is saying he's going to commit troops to Ukraine. So we're going to protect Ukraine's borders when we can't protect our own. You know what I mean? What are they going to do if people start getting in little rubber dinghies and going across the Ukraine border? How are they going to stop that? Surely they'll have to put them up in hotels. But Keir Starmer is saying we're going to commit troops to Ukraine. At the same time, he's prosecuting troops in the UK for having legitimate opinions about immigration, about the direction of the country. There's a case recently of Jamie Michael, who posted, he's a former Royal Marine, served in, I believe, Afghanistan and Iraq, and he posted a perfectly reasonable video, concerned about the safety of his children, concerned about mass immigration and who's coming into the country. And he was reported by a Labour politician, and then the CPS, saw fit to prosecute. He was advised to plead guilty by his duty solicitor. So luckily he got an independent solicitor, got an independent lawyer, and challenged the charges and defended himself in court. But because he pleaded not guilty, he was held on remand for 20 days. So, I mean, it's disgusting that, a man is locked up away from his kids, away from his young family. He can't protect them, even when he's completely not guilty. And a jury took 17 minutes to find him not guilty. So it's a ridiculous case without merit. That's just pure, persecution of someone for their opinions.
I think that this question of you're not allowed to say that, or you're not allowed to even speculate, is it strange that, and not normal, that lots of children have been stabbed by someone, and could that possibly mean something that's different to what's normal? Even to speculate that, and then to post that, has put some people in a very difficult predicament. And we know that there's over 70 people that have been in prison for non-violent, non-acts, actually for things they've said on posts. In that context, after J.D. Vance's speech, it really spells a difference, doesn't it, between what's going on here. How much do you think the public has had enough of being told we can't say this, or non-crime hate incidents with the police and two-tier policing? Where do you see that?
I mean, there's a big swathe of the public that's perfectly happy to sort of go along. They're compliant with whatever rules, whatever they're told. And I think the danger of lockdown, the danger of COVID, was that it revealed to our leaders. Boris said, well, the public will never go along with lockdown. Unfortunately, lockdown revealed that most people do just want to live in communist China, But then there's, I think there's a growing minority of people who do want to, cling on to our Western liberal values and not become a sort of socialist state with authoritarian, autocratic control of opinions and speech. So there is a lot of pushback against it. And I think, now the sort of the rope is starting to break, because, Keir wants people to go and fight and die in Ukraine. Like, a couple of weeks ago, we were being told that, to love your nation is a hate crime, to be proud of your nation is a hate crime. And now we're going to be told that you have to be proud, you have to go and, fight to defend Europe. It's like, you can only pick one. It can't be a hate crime and something you've got to do. So I think it's stretching people's credibility, and I think we're gonna see big change coming soon.
Leo, really good to talk to you. We happen to think that majority of the public are opposed to having impositions put on them, and we can convince as many of you guys out there to get involved and challenge them. Come and do that with us at Together. Leo, thank you very much.
Sure, thank you.